Hello everyone and welcome back to Pokemon Mega Ruby. Last time around we caught the legendary weather Pokemon from Unova, and today we're soaring around Mavel City, and the fabled cave down here is where we want to go. So in order to actually make the fabled cave appear, you have to have a legendary, or not a legendary Pokemon, but a level 100 Pokemon in my team. And I didn't actually have one from either my Pokemon X and Y or anything like that, but I've actually got this level 100 Magikarp here. So apparently level 1. So who would actually be in their right mind to actually train up a level 1 Magikarp to level 100 Magikarp? But I'm not going to be the one to complain. But actually managed to get this from the GTS. I just threw up a Pokemon that I had on my Alpha Sapphire for a Magikarp over level 90, and I managed to get this level 100 one, which is absolutely perfect because the area is filled with blazing pressure. And it's another ring where we want to put our hand deep in the hole. Because we dare to! This is the legendary Pokemon Reshiram! Reshiram is going to be level 50, Fire Dragon type, with the ability Turbo Blaze, with the most Dragon Breath, Slash, Extrasensory, and Fusion Flare. Now, if you're playing Alpha Sapphire, you'll be fighting Zekrom, level 50, Electric Dragon type, with the ability Terravolt, with the moves Dragon Breath, Slash, Zen Headbutt, and Fusion Bolt. Now, I want to go for the discharge. Now, both Reshiram and Zekrom have a catch rate of 3. In X and Y, not in X and Y. In Black and White 2, they actually had a catch rate of 45, so they were much easier to catch in that game, just like Rayquaza was in this game, but they're a little bit more difficult to catch. And, okay, that's a critical hit. I'm just hoping for a paralysis here, like I've done with pretty much every other legendary I'm trying to catch, because of course it's much easier to catch Pokemon whenever they have a status condition on them, but fortunately didn't get one. So who do I want to? I don't really want to throw out Bubbles and go for an Ice Punch, because last episode I actually went for a Waterfall on Tornadus and actually took it out in one hit. So I don't really want to do anything like that. So Fusion Flare, it's a Reshiram signature move, and it's a very powerful fire-type move, as you can see there. Almost took out Azula in one hit. So anyway, let's try and go for some more Pokeballs, shall we? Now of course, just like I've done with Thundurus and Dialga, I've got Zekrom from my Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Just so I'm going to be able to find the next, like, kind of exclusive Pokemon. So go, Carpador! Show this Zekrom who's boss! Well, you know what? We're going to start off with a Splash! To show that Zekrom who's boss! Or not Zekrom, Reshiram. Oh, that's a critical hit. Even paralyzed Zekrom. Not like Magikarp is useless enough. But anyway, let's go for another Pokeball. Come on up. 1, 2. Damn it, Reshiram. Slash. Live, Magikarp, live, because you're level 100 and actually have some decent enough defenses. And I actually forgot to heal up my Pokemon before this fight, because Metagross is not full health. But that Fusion Flare, it's an extremely powerful move, and no! Carpador! No! Whatever shall I do now? Let's go up, Bubbles. Let's get out here, Bubbles. Bubbles actually resists the Fusion Flare, and is immune to Dragon Breath. So Bubbles is actually a very good Pokemon for trying to catch these things. So come on now. 1, 2, and nothing more. Fusion Flare. Okay, let's see how much damage this actually does to bubbles. Okay, that actually doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me. So, come on. Pokeball, go! 1. 2. Ah, nothing more yet again. 1. 2. 3. 4. There we go. We got Reshiram. Now, I actually only had 2 Pokemon remaining, so Reshiram was... I don't know if it has been the most difficult to catch out of all these Pokemon, but... if I'm going to be completely honest, even with a Pokeball, these Pokemon have not really been that difficult to catch, to be honest. The most difficult one has definitely been Deoxys. That definitely took a couple of tries for me to actually catch. But now that we have caught Reshiram, we're going to head to Marvel City and get both Reshiram and Zekrom in our party. So let's just go ahead and do just that. Alrighty then. So I've got both Zekrom and Reshiram in my team. So where was the fabled den again? Where was it? Why can't I find it? Oh no, oh, because it's near Follower Town. I'm so silly. Wait, that's not the way to Follower Town. We have to go over Mount Chimney. Yeah, you actually don't crash into the mountain, but you kind of go into it. And something that I guess I should mention is with the X button you can actually go up in the air, and with the Y button you can actually go down. So anyway, where do we have Follower? There's 4-3. Wrong way. So behind Mount Chimney. Here we have Follower Town, but where do we have place? Here we go. The Gnarled Den is the place I was looking for all this time. Oh, still me. I thought it would be like with Giratina that would appear in the same place as Palkia and Dialga. So anyway, we're here in the Gnarled Den, and of course, we got both Reshiram and Zekrom on our team. I don't know which one I like out of those two. I think I might like Zekrom more, even though I have actually only played through Pokemon White once and Pokemon White 2 once, so I probably should actually go back to those games to actually play them again, but as you can see, it is pretty cold in here. So anyway, let's put our hand deep in the hole. This is Kyurem! Kyurem is going to be level 50, Dragon Ice type, with the ability Pressure, with the moves Dragon Breath, Slash, Scatter Face, and Glaciate. Now, its exclusive move is Glaciate, a very powerful Ice type move. And I'm going to start off by just go for Discharge. Oh, it starts off with Glaciate too. Okay, that is going to do a lot of damage to Thor. No, it actually doesn't do that much damage to Thor, fortunately enough for me. Now Kyurem is more of a special, or not, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I was just about to say that it's more of like a defensively oriented Pokemon, but it doesn't really have that fantastic of defensive stats. But anyway, with Kyurem, there's actually a way to fuse Kyurem both with Reshiram and Zekrom, which we're actually going to be able to do after this fight, or we're going to be able to get the chance to do after this fight. So there we go. We've gotten it pretty low thus far. So let's go for one last discharge to get it even lower. There we go. It's paralyzed. It's a perfect time to actually catch it. Let's actually try to catch it with the Premier Ball. Let's go! We caught pretty much every other legendary in a Pokeball, except for Deoxys and Groudon. But those were probably the two most difficult legendaries that I've caught thus far in my journey. So, after actually catching this Kyurem, there's not a whole lot of legendaries left to catch. Let me actually count the ones. 1. No, okay, that was actually not the way to to, not the way I wanted to count, but let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 legendaries to catch, including Alpha Sapphire. We've actually got, or no, sorry, 9. We actually got 11 legendaries left to catch, so there's actually still a bunch of them to catch. I'm an idiot. I'll be right back. Alright, so let's try this again. I think I was actually a little bit too distracted and accidentally pressed run. That was very, very silly of me, I must say. And I also managed to count wrongly. After we actually catch Kyurem, if we ever do that, who knows? There's actually only 10 legendaries for us to catch. Yeah, there is a bunch of legendaries on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In X and Y, there wasn't actually a whole lot of legendaries for you to catch. I think the only real ones, the only real ones was actually the version exclusives. You had Cernius and Yveltal, you had Sigard, Mewtwo, and then depending on what Pokemon you started with, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So that's a total for each version. 4 legendaries, and there is just a lot more in this game to catch. Legendaries we haven't previously been able to catch in like one particular game. Of course you could catch Kyurem in Black and White and Black and White 2, but you weren't able to catch like Palkia in the same game as like Kyurem. So it's kind of interesting that there's so many legendaries for us to catch in just one game. And that means so much more content for you to actually do something with this game after completing the main story and the Delta episode. So anyway, let's see. Come on. Okay, actually, then I guess I should not say like come on, but like not come on. But anyway, let's go for some more Pokeballs, shall we? 1. Oh, Kyurem is being stubborn like pretty much every final Pokemon in a legendary trio. Registeel was really stubborn. Landorus actually didn't take too long, but Giratina definitely took longer than Palkia to catch. And just as I say that, I almost catch Kyurem. God dang it. I wonder if the rest of the last in the legendary trios is going to be more difficult to catch. Well, Mesprit, I guess, was like kind of in the middle to actually catch too. So, but most of the time, the third one in the legendary trio has been the more stubborn one. It's almost like they're thinking, you've caught my pals too easily. It's my time to stay for longer and make your life a living hell. Or in Kyurem's case, make my life cold, I guess. So anyway, let's try and be cool about this, Kyurem. And get in the ball so you'll be the best out of all. Or the coolest out of all of my Pokemon in my team. Or in my boxes, I should say. Where you're going to stay for the rest of eternity. Well, you got a lot of pals in your in the box too to be with you, so you can hang out with all your fiery friends and your cool friends and whatnot. So please, I beg of you, Kyurem, get in the ball. Okay, it doesn't want to. Yeah, you're being very stubborn there, Kyurem. 1, 2. And these was 2 shakes now. That is the most I've gotten out of Kyurem thus far, as he's trying to freeze Reshiram, and unfortunately worked. Well, it took down Reshiram at least. So I'm left with only 3 Pokemon remaining now. But Bubbles is pretty good at handling, or has been pretty good at handling legendary Pokemon thus far. Or actually being able to take some hits from them. So come on. Bubbles, you will prevail. 2, 3. Bubbles prevails once again. Oh my days, Bubbles, you're just amazing. You've just stepped up another level. The boundary Pokemon, this legendary ice Pokemon, waits for a hero to fill in the missing parts of his body with truth or ideals. What missing parts? I don't know which missing parts, but there we go. Or maybe it's some emotional parts, like parts that are not visible. But something that you shouldn't miss is, if you use the dowsing machine, go in this corner, you'll get the DNA splicers. Which means that we are now actually able to fuse together Kyurem with Zekrom and Reshiram, which I guess that should show up because a lot of these episodes actually hasn't been that long, if I'm going to be honest. I caught most of these legendaries rather quickly, I must say. This one has definitely been the longest episode, but let's see if we can actually, there we go. Go down into Fallarbor Town. But I guess I should show off the alternate form of Kyurem. So I guess we can also kind of show off the box with legendaries that we've caught. I do wonder if we're actually going to be able to fill up an entire box with just legendaries. I mean, we got a lot of them here, so let's actually do that. And I don't actually quite remember how the DNA splicers work, but I guess we'll find out. So I think they're in the key items. Yeah, here we go. Let's use them. On which Pokemon? I guess we use it on... Okay, doesn't work on Reshiram. Okay, so we just fuse it with Reshiram. Okay, cannot be used with the fainted Pokemon. I guess we use Zekrom. God dang it, I'm silly. There we go. And 2 Pokemon becomes 1. So here we have, I guess, Black Kyurem. And you can kind of see the stats, and it gets both, or it gets the exclusive move for Zekrom, Fusion Bolt, but it also gets an entirely new move called Free Shock, a very, very powerful physical ice type move. So there we have it. And then now, of course, I will show off White Kyurem too, but apparently it couldn't be used with a fainted Pokemon, eh? And for them to actually be reverted back, you just use the DNA splices on Kyurem. So there we go. And there we have it, White Kyurem. So there we have it, both of the forms of Kyurem, I guess, which were exclusive to, or they were introduced in White 2 and Black 2. Basically, White Kyurem more special attacking base, and then Black Kyurem more physically based, as you can also see from the exclusive moves Ice Burn and Fusion Flare, because they're both specially based. But anyway, that is actually going to be it for this episode. So next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby, we're actually going to be going after some various legendaries that doesn't really have a theme about them, because I tried to have a theme with these previous legendaries, but these ones doesn't really have something in common. They're just legendaries, I guess, that is throughout Hoenn. So anyway, that is what we are going to be doing in the next episode. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!